Shalom, Kol Haloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors and salutations to your fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Excuse me. Shalom to the Fuakwaf that believe as well. A hearty shalom to you other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the face of the earth, even if you among the heathen and live like the heathen who are speckled Israelites, to the household of faith, which is the elect. I want to say shalom to you all. And, this is basically Obadiah, verse 2, where it speaks about, Edom being hated. Also, it mentions that in the book of Jeremiah 49, the 49th chapter, and we're seeing it right now play out today. Now, this is courtesy of the Jimmy Dore Show, and I want to say fair use, under the 1976 Section 107 Fair Use Act. My videos are not monetized. I don't get any compensation off these videos, strictly for literary commentary and educational purposes. So with that, fair use. And of course, in this instance, biblical prophetic events are taking place. And the house of Esau, Edom, begin with their elite or head tribe, which is Amalek, the Amalekites, the tiny tops, as we call them, or thimble hats. They're being hated. And that's all befitting, of what the scriptures say that will be going on concerning Edom. Okay. And I want to play a clip and show you what's going on. So I'm gonna get straight to it. And Lord willing, this quick video is edifying to the flock. So with that being said, again, fair use. Let's get it going.
The ultra-Orthodox, yeah, and they don't like them for that. So so IDF soldiers ran all the way to Vietnam thinking they could hide. British tourists spotted them, confronted them. They are hated in every corner of the earth. Well, Israel's doing their best to make them. That's the goal. To make them hate. And so there's a theory, Kurt's theory, is that that's the goal, to make them hated. So then, they always have anti-Semitism because Zionism can't live without anti-Semitism, right? So they need to gin it up, even if it's not their fuel source. It's the fuel source that keeps. The only thing holding Israel together now is hatred of Israel. And so
and that's like, what the beloved elder Yashawamba, he kind of coined the term. They play the villain victimhood as far as the Amalekites. So what they just said was right on point with what the elder had brought out a little while ago about the villain victimhood. The villain victimhood, syndrome that they project into the world. They're the villains, but yet, they want to play like they're the victims as well. So they play on both sides. And even the book of Isaiah 32. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Yeah. Isaiah 32 and starting at verse 5, it says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Right. And the vile person is who? The Edomites. It says that in the book of Job, that Job 30, that they were vile in the earth. The word vile goes into what? Being utterly filthy, man. And these are the Edomites, man. Begin with Amalek. Look what the Amalekites do. Okay, here it is. They can be found, in their so-called religious establishments with, baby high chairs and mattresses with blood in the basement, on them. All right, and nothing happens. Okay, all kind of tunnels, and yet, they don't have to answer for them, because why? They're the ones that's in power, really. All right, the house of Esau, Edom, is ruling through the tribe of Amalek being the head of them. Okay, because Amalek enjoyed the blessing more than the regular average Joe Edomite. Okay, so they are the vile person. Okay? And you look up the word bountiful. You look up the word bountiful. Get that real quick. The Hebrew word is shawai. Says independent, noble, free, rich, and they are rich, generous, right? Because you know this, pretty much, um, that whole, basically, how I want to word that, their whole, so-called, fame came from them being, the nobles of the earth, because they portray themselves as being, Lord's people and everything. Okay, but the truth came out that they're the wicked in the Bible, as the Bible tells you that the house of Esau, Edom, is the wicked. You know, and so they're not, they're not anything noble. They're not generous. The scriptures say that the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Okay, these are the same people that defile the food. So the food you consume is messed up, right? The water, the air, everything is polluted. Everything is basically in a state of decay because of these people, man. Okay? And that's all because the earth will not yield the increase to the wicked. Okay? Let's see here. Bountiful. It says bountiful describes something present in large quantities, abundant, plentiful, or someone's giving freely and generously. And they don't give anything freely or generously to no one, man. Okay? You don't you don't see them giving out. Well, look at the society we live in. All right, this was established. The Lord gave them the power, of course, but it was established by the house of Esau, Edom, and it's all founded on wickedness, man. And that's the obvious. Okay, so they're not bountiful, man. Okay, they're actually childlike. Okay, like it says in Ecclesiastes. Matter of fact, I'll get that real quick. I'm gonna quote it, but I'll just get it, because that's exactly who these people are. What's that? Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 10 and 10. 10 and 16. It says, "Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning." Right, and that's these Edomites, man. Okay, these are unfit, man. Are unfit people to rule. But it was the will of the Heavenly Father to set up the wicked, all right, and let them enjoy their blessing. And what they've been doing, destroying the earth. And so if the earth is being destroyed and we have to live off the earth while we're in these bodies, that by default lets you know the state of the average health in the world, man, especially in this Western countries, man. This is the word child. It says Na'ar. It says a boy, lad, servant. Yeah, servant. And these people were made to be our servants because you know the history of the Edomites. All right, it says that what the elder shall serve the younger, and Esau came out first, so he was made to serve his brother Jacob, which is the forefather of us so-called Negro, Latino, and American people, man. So continuing on, go back to Isaiah 32 and verse 6. It says the vile person will speak villainy, right? And his heart will work iniquity, right? And villainy, I'm going to look up villainy too, by the way. Web search that as well. Let's see what's in the blue letter first, though. Let's get that real quick. Villainly. Villainly, the Hebrew word there is stems from Nabal. It says senseless folly, disgraceful folly of immorality, profane actions, disgrace, contumely, disgrace, right? And these people, all right, these people are, straight up, immoral, man. The Edomites are immoral. Just like the rest of these heathen, they're all immoral because they wasn't given morals. Morals was given to the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? What are morals? The laws, commandments, statutes, and judgments, all right, which was given to us Israelites, man. This is why the Lord told us that this is going to be the wisdom and the sight of nations for you, So, yeah, these people are disgraceful, man. That's why when you look at the news media, look at different, even the social media, all right, it's obvious that it's a shameful spewing on their glory, man. Because people are starting to wake up to who the elites are and who the people that are really, running the world and causing the world and its people or inhabitants of the earth to be in such worse condition. And it goes back to these damn Amalekites, man. So it says the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, wickedness, to practice hypocrisy, and he's the biggest hypocrite in the earth, man. And to utter error against the Lord, and that's what he do, man. All right, like you read it on the NLT, spread false teachings about the Lord. Okay, this man is adverse to what righteousness is, man. He's the opposite of that. He's the wicked, as the scriptures call him. So it says, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fall. And that's us, man. All right. We're the ones that's hungry. All right. And need drink. All right. And that's spiritually, more so than carnal. Okay. Verse 7, the instruments also of the churl are evil. See? He'll this dude, he'll sweet talk you, like the scripture saying, Sirach 12, that he, though he go crouching, take heed and beware of him. All right? Because he's looking for you to fall and looking to get over on you and destroy you somehow, some way. That's the mindset of the of Esau, Edom. It says, verse 7, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak it right. And this is the reason why he come against the men of the Lord. Because we are ones that speaking right. And it says what he hated them that rebuke it in the gate. And that starts with the servants. Well, it starts with, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sent up the servants of prophets. Okay. To what? Declare his way to his face. All right. For all he's done in the earth, man. And still is doing. But let's get back to the video. I kind of, hey, man. It is what it is, man. This dude has been exposed. Okay.
Together now is hatred of Israel. And so I have real sympathy for my Jewish friends right now. I really do. Because, again, as I said, most of them well-meaning people. All they want is to have Israel live in peace with everybody else. They don't understand. And it's the government. And I'll say this. It's not, again, people miss.
There'll never be peace until the true Israelites are back in the land. And they know this. The fact that they're over there right now in a constant state of war is because they're trying to fulfill biblical prophecy of the Israelites returning, all right, to the land. Because the Lord said what? He's going to increase our borders. Okay? So they're trying to fulfill that prophecy. This is why they constantly warn with the different nations, all right, which is mainly the so-called Arab nations around them. Okay? Explain a little more. Again, fair use, fair use.
interpret when you criticize Israel or Zionism with criticizing Jews. But that's another thing. It's another thing Zionists want you to do. It's funny that actual anti-Semites and Zionists want you to conflate Zionism with being Jewish. Those aren't the same thing. And that's why they collaborated with Nazis, Jimmy. Well, that's another thing people don't remember is that they actually did collaborate with Hitler. Anyway, so atheist, fascist, Zionist. They were fascist Zionist party. They're called when they started. So,
and you can look at the history up, man. Right? You could right? You can do your own research and find out that the truth is out there, man, on these people, man, and they're trying to do damage control because the truth is out there and it's cutting them, and there's nowhere else to hide, man. All right, people are showing their hatred towards these people, man. They don't like it. So let's get into the video. All right, again, fair use. I want to show you a little bit of what's going on at a restaurant in Vietnam.
Everybody has to serve.
Okay, Shalaki. Here we go.
Feel for my Jewish friends who might have to go through this somewhere. But let's watch. Let's watch what happens.
Sorry? It's difficult?
I don't think they're from Palestine.
You're not from Palestine? I thought because you had the tattoo that you were from Palestine.
So she sees they have a tattoo that says you're from Palestine. I don't think you're from Palestine.
So you're from Palestine. You speak Arabic? Sorry? Right, you're Israeli. Ah, right. Right. Fake state of Israel.
It doesn't exist. Israel doesn't exist.
So did you join
Were you part of the IDF? Were you part of the IDF? Were you part of it? Did you kill innocent civilians? Did you kill innocent women and children? Did you murder them? Did you murder them? I don't care. Did you kill innocent? Were you part of the IDF? Did you kill innocent civilians in Palestine? Did you? I don't care. You murderers. You're murderers. You're murderers.
So you can see, again, fair use. You can see they're being approached by, the different, people in other countries because why? The whole world is onto these tiny tops, man. This is the book of Obadiah verse. I started 1. It says the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And this is, something that started when, you had the so-called Arabs rise up against her. And most notably, the former president of Egypt, Gamal Nasser, he the one that really exposed it on a grand, stage, which is the, news media was big back then. They had aired things and basically, people watched it, people watched the news back then real heavily, and what happened was, he was basically a president that were constantly going at those tiny tops over there. All right, all the wars, the 3-day war, 6-day war, and what have you. But he was the one that was leading the charge. He was an actual soldier in the Egyptian, because they was the modern day inhabitants of Egypt. The so-called Arabs, they basically been took over Egypt. But we know who the real Egyptians are, which go back to Ham or Mizraim or Matazarium in the Lashawan Kodash, which is the actual Paleo Hebrew. But Gamal Nasser was the one that said how the Jews left black and came back white. He was one of several people that say that. But him being the president of Egypt, it was a big deal, And he was rising up against them in battle constantly, man. Okay, verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And the word small means insignificant. Okay? And you see that they're being greatly despised about that woman pretty much confronting them to their faces. So the Lord is rising up against Edom. Okay, the Lord putting the spirit on these different people to rise up against, Edom by way of even confronting Amalek, the chief of the nations. So this is, again, what the scripture is saying is they are greatly despised or hated. And you seeing it, man, because why? The whole world, know what's going on over there in that region, with the Palestinians, and they're basically voicing their disgust with what has been taking place. Okay, but truly, both these people, neither one of them belong in the land. Okay, the so-called Arab and the so-called let me see, the JOOOs. They don't belong over there either, and they know it. Okay, as the book of Ezekiel says, what? That it has borne the shame of the residue of the heathen. All right, which is what? The land of Israel and Palestine and all that land that belongs to us. It has borne the shame of the heathen, because that's who's over there in the land and running it or controlling it right now. The heathen. Okay, and they're fighting over our land that belongs to us. Okay. That's the reason why they can't have no rest there. Because the scripture say what? When the children of Israel, all right, when Jacob returned, he's gonna be at rest. Meaning what? The nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, are gonna be at rest when they return home. So when we go over there, it's gonna be actual peace. That's what's going on. Matter of fact, let's jump down here. Verse 6. Before I go there. Verse 6, it says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" And his exactly that. His hidden things are searched. Basically searched out and brought up because, for a while they've been portraying themselves as, the people of the Lord, especially trying to proclaim the identity of the tents of Judah. All right, which that consists of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are the so-called Negro Haitians and West Indies and Jamaicans today. Because that's what they claim to be when you ask them questions. And don't get it twisted. Lineage is about your fathers, so they are some of our people among them that even look like these people, whether it be the so-called Arabs or the so-called the Ashkenazi, JOOOs, man. Okay, they actually got some of our people among them that, like I said, look just like them, man. All right, speckled bird Israelites, man. But overall, for the most part, the vast majority of them are heathen. Okay, and they know it. They know they don't belong in that land, and the so-called Arab, they know it as well. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna grab something else real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah 49. And verse 10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself." And that's what's going on. Okay, they over in Vietnam trying to hide from what's going on over in the land of Israel and Palestine. But guess what? The Lord put the spirit on that woman to confront them. The Lord put the spirit on that woman to confront them and call them out. Bear with me 1 second.